I'm Paul Gatling with the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal. Joining me today is Angela Grayson. She is our first studio guest of 2020, so I guess that makes her a trivia question answers a few years from now. She's the owner of technology-focused law firm in Bentonville called Precipice IP. Angela, welcome.
Thank you.
And
I'm so
Happy New
excited
Year.
to be here.
Yeah.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, glad you stopped by. So like most, I'm sure you have exciting plans for 2020.
I have lots of great stuff happening for 2020.
Good. Well, we're going to talk about one of those that is just right around the corner starting next week. You're launching a new speaker series called Founder to Founder, focused on entrepreneurs. Tell us about how you came up with this idea and what you're hoping to accomplish.
Well, I came up with the idea because I work with a lot of technology-focused companies. I worked with a lot of emerging companies, science and technology startups primarily. And one of the things I have seen is there's really just a lack of mentoring. There's a lack of people who are willing to share their knowledge in terms of how they did it. And the other thing I want to do is celebrate those founders who have achieved major milestones like buying and selling their startup.
Right. So yeah, before we get too far down the road, Precipice IP, not a typical law firm. You have a very defined focus. You work with entrepreneurs, tech-focused businesses. Just give us a little bit about your background, what you do focus on, and how all of that does tie into the entrepreneur tech-focused ecosystem here in Northwest Arkansas.
Absolutely. So my law firm is focused on helping science and technology startups, and that's really kind of where our sweet spot is. I'm actually a patent attorney. I work also with trademarks and copyrights, and we like to say that we help science and technology startups protect products, brands, designs, and data. So that's really where our focus is. I actually started this business in 2015 after quite a few years in corporate America working with large multinational science and technology companies.
When should entrepreneurs go to a patent attorney? At what level of their growth or of their company should they seek out a patent attorney?
Well, you know, I think it's really all about product development. And that's why I really brand myself as a science and technology focused boutique firm. So in the early stages of product development, whether that's a digital product or a physical product, I think companies really should consider seeking legal advice.
Okay. All right. So your speaker series is called Founder to Founder. The first event is Tuesday. I think that's January 14th. It's a dine-around event. It's at Local Lime. I think starts at 7 o'clock. Tell us about just some of the details of what that event's going to be like.
Well, first of all, this is all about networking. So we want people to know that this is not a dry legal event. This is all about having fun. My hope is that we'll have some great music, we'll have some great food, we'll have some opportunities to connect. So it's not just about connecting with me or connecting with the guest founder, it's about connecting with each other. Because we want people who are trying to start businesses, especially in the technology space, to feel like they're not alone and that they have community. And then towards the end of the evening, what we want to do is have a very focused conversation, much the way you and I are talking now, where we do some Q&A with the founder. And I think that will make a really nice mix. So our first event will be at Local Lime, and our second event will be at Fox Trail Distillery coming up soon. So part of it is really discovering the venues in Northwest Arkansas, showcasing wonderful founders. This is a technology-focused event, but we also want to make sure that people feel included. So we want to make sure that we're sourcing so-called founders who are doing amazing work, but also showcasing diverse founders where we can find them too.
Right, and so your hope, I think these are going to be once every other month, so maybe 6 this year. All right, and so your first guest, I'll tee it up for you, Dr. Nashley Cephas. She invented some technology that was bought by Amazon, which
That's
is no
right.
small feat, and now she works for Amazon. Tell us about her.
I am so impressed with her. I actually met her at a conference in Mississippi, if you can believe it. And she has done amazing things. She was the chief technology officer for a company called PartPeck. And if any of you have ever downloaded the Amazon app and searched for any number of things, if you've seen that little camera icon, that's her. And so that's actually a pretty big deal. And so I think that what's really neat is that Nashley is African American. She's a woman. And she actually managed to create something that billions of people are using.
Right, and native of Mississippi, like
And
yourself.
native of Mississippi.
So
I call it a SIP takeover for the first event.
that word founder, when you say that, what are you referring to? You're a founder, you founded your company. Tell us what you refer to when you use that word.
I'm so glad you asked that. One of the things that we really believe in is really helping people go from maker to founder. There are lots of great maker spaces, and for me, a maker is someone who is maybe tinkering, who's building, but a founder is someone who's actually not just building a product, but building a business. And so what we want to do is focus on helping people go from maker to founder and giving them the tools to actually start businesses that create impact in our community.
Okay, so besides this initiative, what's something else you're going to be focused on in 2020? What's on your radar for the rest of the year?
So much. You know, I'm one of those people that I like to think of as small but mighty. I just, as you say, slung in from New York City yesterday, same day turnaround trip. So we've got some great webinars. These are free events. So this particular event that's coming up is not free, but we have online webinars that we do, startup series that are free that we will do when we're not doing founder to founder. So every other month for those going forward. I'm also scheduled to speak at Stanford in February as a guest lecturer in one of the courses around intellectual property. I'm going to be speaking at the NIH conference in Las Vegas later this year. So we've got lots of things going on.
You mentioned this speaker series. You're hoping to shine the spotlight on founders of color. Any advice you can share about maybe getting more people of color involved in technology?
Such a great question. So one of the things I think that's really important is the whole concept of if you can see it, you can be it. And I think that maybe one of the best ways to get people of color and women into this space is just seeing others. So we're actually just going to start there. And I think that's going to create some major impact.
Okay, very good. And that's Tuesday, January 14th at local Lime Working. Tickets, more information, where are you offering
So
that at?
we are, tickets are available on Eventbrite, and this is a very limited small venue event because we want to make sure that people have an opportunity to network and actually feel like this is a close sort of environment. So tickets are limited. We're just about halfway sold. So get your tickets right away.
All right, that's founder to founder, the number 2 founder, founder to founder at local Lime. All right, Angela Grayson, she's the owner of Precipice IP Law Office in Bentonville. Thanks very much for being here.
Thank you, Paul.
All right, very good. As always, we appreciate you tuning in.